Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Newmarket Racecourse here on Friday. It's the 14th of July, 2023. Gonna look at the stakes races on the program from Newmarket, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Get 5 for more selections for racecourses around the world. Also, remember to go check out my Day 2 Saratoga preview. Excellent card today. Full card selections up here on YouTube right now, so go check that video up. And also check out my Grand Prix de Paris preview. It's Bastille Day in Paris in France, and it looks like it's going to be a good card at Longchamp tonight. So hopefully you check that out, and also join me tomorrow for my July Cup preview here from Newmarket. It looks like it's going to be an exciting race. But let's look at the stakes action here. Races 2 and 4, the 225 and the feature 335. The 225, the second race, it's the Group 2 Duchess of Cambridge Stakes. It's a Group 2 event for Class 1 horses going for a $120,000 purse. Race for 2-year-old fillies here. 5 horses are going the distance of ground of 1,200 meters or 6 furlongs on the main track. Turf course. My top selection, I'm going to go take the 2-horse Soprano, 2-3-1 in your tri-calves trifecta. 2-3-1 tri-cast trifecta, top selection 2-horse Soprano. This 2-year-old filly by Star Spangled Banner. George Bowie trains. Ryan Moore gets the mount, replacing William Buick, who's going to the Godolphin horse. Personally, I think if I had the choice between the rides between the Godolphin and this horse and Soprano, I would take Soprano, but it's what happens when you're a retained rider. You have to go for Godolphin, and knowing Buick, he probably wants to ride this one, but I think later on he'll get a victory. Just wait and see. But Soprano's most recent outing came 23rd of June at Ascot, 6 furlongs in the Group 3 Albany Stakes, and the horse finished third by 2 lengths that day. He needed a little bit of a stronger pace that day. He was settling well on the outside from the wide post draw. He just needed more late, but he ran his heart out that day. Come with a stronger pace, small compact field. I think the horse could really get a good race and win today. 5th of May was the debut at Newmarket, 5 furlongs on the Rolling Mile in a Class 2 fillies main race, and the horse won by 1/4 lengths that day, and she had the speed to win. She quickened up a lot, and all around awesome effort for this horse there. Stepping up in classes, definitely run the fastest out of anybody if you want to go by the speed figures. I think this horse has a strong chance of winning. At 2-1, she's going to be my single in the place pod here. So to recount my selection for the second, the 225 for Newmarket, it's to Group 2 Duchess of Cambridge. Going to take the 2-horse Soprano, 2-3-1 in your tri-calves trifecta. The 4th race, the featured 335 from Newmarket. It is the Group 1 Falmouth Stakes. It's a Group 1 event for Class 1 horses going for $350,000 purse. Race for 3-year-olds and upwards, fillies mares only. 9 horses are going 1,600 meters or a mile on the turf course. My top selection here, I'm going to go with the number 4 horse, Prosperous Voyage. 4-9-3 in your tri-calves trifecta for me. 4-9-3 tri-calves trifecta. Top selection of 4-horse Prosperous Voyage. 4-year-old filly by Zoffany. Ralph Beckett trains. William Buick gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came 21st of June at Ascot. 1 mile in the Group 2 Duke of Cambridge Stakes, and the horse finished third by 1/4 lengths that day. Rouge Millennium really put on a show that day, but this horse was gaining behind her. She had a good trip. She needed something more, but it wasn't the world's worst race for her. Coming here to Newmarket, it's not the world's toughest Falmouth. I thought last year's edition, where she upset at 16, was a little bit tougher. Not the world's toughest race. She should be forwardly paced, and I think she could get a good trip and win today. 2 back in the Group 3 Princess Elizabeth Stakes at Epsom, mile 16, 3rd of June. The horse went by 3/4 of length that day, and she settled well from a tracking trip. When she got to the front end, she took off clear. A very easy race for that day. But you could throw out the race before in the Dahlia Stakes in Newmarket on soft ground. A mile and 8th, 7th of May. She's not a soft ground horse. She finished 5th by 5 3/4 lengths. She also needed the race off the bench. The wheels were spinning. It wasn't her day. And the Group 1 Sun Chariot at Newmarket on the Rolling Mile over the mile. The horse finished 4th by 4 lengths that day, and she just couldn't keep up late. She's just a little bit too close to that quick pace there. And then they ran her in the Jacques Maurice, where she finished 6 by 6 3/4 lengths. Again, never quickening up and never weakening out of either. She won this race quite impressively by 1 1/4 lengths, being in Spiral Home last year. That day, she put on a show from the inside. She runs a quarter of that race. She could definitely win. At 8-1, I'm going to use her on the ticket. I think your second likeliest winner is the 9 horse here, Ramarique, for Rob Hornby and Ralph Beckett. Most recently placed in Coronation Stakes to Royal Ascot, nearly getting to Tiara, who just had to jump on this horse. But this horse was closing up well late. Prior to the Guineas, this horse was just under the drive, not excelling there, but won at Newbury in the Group 3 before that quite nicely. She has some speed here. She gets good post draw. if she can get up the hill, she can win. I'll use her on the place pot or quad pot ticket. But to recount my selection for the fourth, the 335 from Newmarket's to Group 1 Falmouth Stakes, going to take the number 4 horse, Prosperous Voyage. Give kudos to the 9 horse from Remarquee. Where are we? 493, Tricast Trifecta, 4-9 in your multi-race. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.